Hello and welcome to the Downsized. My name is Laraine Durham, and this is our channel where we talk about all things GLP-1, weight loss, and health related. I've lost over 54 pounds on the GLP-1 medication tirzepatide, and this is our weekly weigh-in where we talk about how our week is going, our weight loss, our weight maintenance, things that are happening, and hopefully give you some useful information that you can take away and use on your GLP-1 journey. I'm here with my husband of 22 years, Christopher Durham. Say hello, Christopher Durham.
Hello, Christopher Durham.
And together we're the Downsized. So,
what is today's date?
Today is Sunday, May the 4th, 2025.
Correct.
And we've been on this GLP-1 journey since September of 2023. This is our 83rd week.
83rd week.
On our GLP-1 journey. I guess when we get to, 2 years, we'll just start talking in terms of years. It'll be 2 years in September. So I guess this is about a year and a half or, somewhere in there. But yeah, so we've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this channel now for a little over a year. So you can follow along with us. I hope you will like and subscribe to our channel and see how we're doing on our GLP-1 journey. Before we get started, we'd just like to say that we're not doctors. This is not medical advice, so please always check with your healthcare professional before starting your healthcare, weight loss journey, all of the above. Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Today we're excited to welcome a new sponsor. So this is a sponsored post. Tell them about the sponsor, Laraine.
Our sponsor is Replenza. And for those of you who don't know Replenza, it's new. It's just been introduced. And basically, it's a GLP-1 supplement. So there's vitamins, and there's also an electrolyte vitamin drink mix. So I've been taking this now for about a month, I'd say. Yeah, because I've gone through a whole pack of these already. And so I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it because, we're not big supplement people. He only takes the multivitamin.
That's all I take.
I'll take, this or that or whatever. What I found was happening was I was taking so many different pills in the morning, like, my multivitamin, a collagen supplement, a electrolyte supplement, a calcium supplement, a magnesium supplement. So with the Replenza, it gives it all to me. These glasses make me look like a little old lady. They give it this. Here's the vitamins. So they come in this little blister pack, and you just pop 2 vitamins every morning, and they have vitamins and minerals, 22 essential vitamins and minerals. They have enzymes and probiotics for gut health. Because, me, I have issues with the digestion, with constipation. And then it also has B-complex and ashwagandha for energy and to help with your stress. Because, we all got the stress, right? But what I especially like about this is the gut health part, because I think the probiotics are making things just kind of move through my digestive tract a whole lot easier than they were before. And probably a little bit more cost effective. So you want to...
And here's where I would say, be careful, because I see people on Facebook all the time and they have this whole picture and they're like, what do you think of all the stuff? And there's like 15 things.
Duplicating, maybe some things don't go together.
So
it's hard to know, right?
Talk to your doctor, read what's in these things, make sure you're not, because even though these are over the counter, be very, very careful.
Yeah, and then the other part of this is the replenisher. So when I first got this, I thought it was a protein powder. It's not. It's more like just a drink you can use with electrolytes in it, but it also has collagen because, the hair, the skin, the nails, collagen is good for that. So if you're suffering some hair loss from your GLP-1 journey by losing weight maybe a little too quickly, collagen is recommended for that. It also has the prebiotics for the digestion, which I've really found effective. And it's got BCAAs for muscle recovery. I work out a lot, so I think that can help. It has electrolytes in it. It has a little bit of, has a little bit of caffeine in it, so you don't want to take it at night. I would definitely take it in the morning or sometime throughout the day if you just wanted to have like something in your water. Might be a good idea.
Yeah, it comes from green tea extract. And so this one is mixed berry flavor. I've tried it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm not really a
bad.
Kool-Aid-y, drinky kind of person. This is a very mild flavor, though.
It
It's easy to
doesn't
drink.
have a strong flavor. It has a slight berry flavor. It's not really salty like some of those other electrolyte drinks. So it's really easy to just drink during your day. It's non-GMO, made in the USA, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, peanut-free, dairy-free, soy-free, shellfish-free.
Cool.
So, I've tried it. I like it. I wouldn't recommend anything to you that I haven't used myself and that I don't like. And believe me, we have been sent some other things and I have tried them and I have said, I cannot, tell people about this.
When she mixes it up and she makes the face and then goes, ooh, try this. And I'm like, why would I want to try it after that face?
Yeah, so
I tried this. It's fine.
This is good. We've tried some other things that are not good. So now you're probably thinking, well, Laraine, where can I get this? Well, you can get it in places like CVS or Hy-Vee. It's also on Amazon, so we'll put a link to it on our Amazon store at DOWNSIZED.org, so you can check it out. Maybe it's something you want to look at. But I've been trying, it really has helped with my digestion, so that's a big plus in this for me. And the replacing of, a lot of pills with just 2 pills.
Yeah. Very good.
So you can also go to their website if you want to learn more about them and read some customer reviews and things like that. So that's Replenza.
Very good. All right. So how was your weight this week?
My weight this week, lost another pound. So let me go to the videotape here. So I keep a spreadsheet. If you've been following us, you know I have a spreadsheet. I printed it in color today. I didn't mean to, but it looks a little fancy. Let me start off by giving you all my stats. I don't need my glasses for this. So I am a 56-year-old mom of 3 kids, ages 18, 20, and 27.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, kids are getting old. And I'm
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5". Recently measured 5'5" at my doctor's office, and my starting weight was 193 pounds. I have been, I guess my highest weight, some people like to say their highest weight. I guess my highest weight that I've ever put down, anywhere officially, like on a Weight Watchers weigh-in or something, was 232 pounds, I guess was one of my higher weights. So anyway, I started this journey at 193 pounds. Today my weight is 138.4 pounds, so I'm down a total of 54.6 pounds. I lost, in about 6 months, I went from 193 to 150 was my first goal. When I hit my first goal of 150, I started dropping down in my dose of tirzepatide. Because that's what I thought you were supposed to do at the time. Now, a year later, you can stay at the dose you're on for maintenance. You can drop down your dose. You can figure out what works for you, because we're really coming to understand that everyone is different on this journey, and what works for me is not going to necessarily work for Christopher or, for you or somebody else.
We've talked to a lot of doctors now, and there's a number of interviews, and they all kind of speak to that personalized medicine and talk about, do you maintain, do you go down? So
I lost an average of 1.58 pounds per week when I was, in my weight loss mode. So we know that the average is between 1/2 pound a week and 2 pounds a week. I like to say 1 to 2 pounds a week because 1/2 pound sounds discouraging, but that's really the average, is 1/2 pound to 2 pounds a week. So now I hit my goal of 150. I started losing some more. I got to 145. I got to 140. I got, and then I kind of wanted to maintain around 140. So I've dropped my dose again to a 5 milligram dose. I've been on 5 milligrams now for 5 weeks. And in that time, I've gone from 140 to 138.4. So maybe I need to drop it down again. I have been trying to eat more protein. I think my exercise level has been high and my food intake has not been high enough. And there, ergo, calorie deficit and weight loss. So, but we did go out for a big dinner last night. I got on the scale this morning and I was up like 1.5 pounds. I said, well, that took care of that.
It's kind of salty though. I think it's probably, give it a day and that'll be gone.
Yeah. Our daughter really wanted Texas Roadhouse, but there's not one in our town. So we settled for a similar steakhouse, and I got a filet, a 6-ounce filet, and a baked potato and a salad. I think, was that all we? Yeah.
So you got a sweet potato, not a baked potato.
Did I say sweet potato? I got a sweet potato. And then I ate all of it. Like, usually sometimes I'll take some of this home, or I can't eat all of this. No, I ate all of it. I think because I've dropped down on my dose, my appetite suppression now is not keeping me from necessarily overeating. And I feel like I overate because after I ate...
You did not overeat. That's a misperception.
My stomach hurt when I was finished.
I think the medicine is making you feel full for sure, but
I definitely felt full at the end of this meal.
There was no gluttony there. You did not overeat.
Okay. And even my girl said to me, Mom, you say that all the time. You always say that you felt like you ate too much. Even when you before this journey, you would say after a big meal, oh, I ate too much, like you're trying to compensate for something. And maybe, I don't know, maybe mentally I am. I'm not sure. But I physically felt full after my steak and sweet potato and salad. I physically felt full, and we went shopping afterwards, and we walked around, and we did some grocery shopping and some things. So that kind of helped move things around. And I woke up this morning, and I didn't particularly feel like eating breakfast, so I just put my protein shake in my coffee, and I don't know, see how I feel. I'm going to go do a step aerobics class at 1 o'clock, so I'll probably eat something before that and something after that and see how I feel. But yeah, so this week I was down like 0.8 of a pound, which isn't really a big deal, but I'm not trying to lose, so I need to kind of figure out how I want to balance that.
People keep asking, are you thinking about stretching your dose out at all?
Possibly, but I probably won't do that for another couple months because in our regular business, we're gearing up for a very big week this week and next week. I've got a lot to do. We produce a conference that we run. Christopher puts on. Christopher's the MC. I run the operations kind of side, and it's for about 200 people. And there's a lot of. It's also an award ceremony for a package design contest that we run for our business. So there's just a lot to do, and I can't really. Weight is not going to be a focus of my next couple of weeks. It's just not. I'm going to be eating on the go a lot. We're going to be traveling. We're going to during the conference.
Well, during the conference, I mean, we feed people, so and we make good choices. So it's not like they're good choices for people to eat, but we feed them breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's drinks. There's the whole nine yards.
There'll be all kinds of things. So I'll need to be aware of my choices because typically, if you put some food in front of me, I might want to eat it. And at this point in my journey now, 81, 82 weeks in, I've kind of leveled back out with the medicine. So another part of this thing that's going on in our lives is we've been sent some samples for this package design contest. And a lot of these packages are things like granola or cookies or bags of coffee or, ice cream cones or, different.
Well, we'll actually do an exhibit during this. So the winners it's a global package design competition. So they're lovely packages, but they sent, and we'll do an exhibit in the museum where the conference is being held of all the winners. Well, they sent us, in some cases of product. a lot of this we'll end up donating because I think we
we've
got
6 cases of diapers.
Yeah. So they'll go to the local women's shelter. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll donate what we don't use. But in the meantime, there's been some cookies that may or may not have been opened.
Doesn't seem to be slowing you down if you're still losing weight.
It doesn't seem to be slowing me down. That's the thing, right? So, a viewer mentioned to me, well, Laraine, you've become more metabolically flexible.
I'm not really sure what that means.
I have heard that term before.
I don't know what it means.
And I think it means, previously for most of my life, from age 10 to age 55, maybe I was insulin resistant. Maybe I don't really know why I always had a propensity to gain and hold weight, right? So, and it seemed like whenever I ate something that was sweet or, heavy, like a donut or a pizza or whatever, I would see a gain on the scale the next day. And now, losing these 50 plus pounds and eating differently and just really making a lifestyle change. If I have the occasional cookie or brownie or big meal or whatever, my body can maybe handle it a little better. And as long as I get back to my normal eating pattern at the next meal or the next day, I kind of go back to my weight of about 140. So I don't know. I think it's certainly nice to be able to feel like I can, because I still like cookies, right? I'm never gonna not like cookies. I'm never gonna not like ice cream. I've liked these things my whole life, and just because I lost 54 pounds doesn't mean I'm never gonna have them again. I'm certainly gonna have them again. But also on the flip side of that, nothing is leaving the planet, right? There's always going to be cookies. There's always going to be ice cream. But now I'm not driven by my brain to go and seek those foods out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know those foods are there. I still like those foods, but I'm not compelled to eat them just because they're sitting on my counter in my house. But, if I pass by the counter 12 times and I know those cookies are there, I think you get...
well, they're calorie dense. Your body is trying to survive, right?
Yeah.
And your body knows fat and sugar are calories. Calories is energy. I need to store energy for the nuclear winter.
Right.
These medications are just balancing that out so that, you don't have to do that all the time.
Yeah. So anyway, will I drop down on my dose or stretch out my dose? Not this week, not next week, and not the week after. So maybe when we come around to June, I can think about that. But then we have our downsized cruise coming up in June. Yeah. I guess we can speak
people
to that.
Just keep booking it. We had like 5 more people book.
Yeah, we had some more people book. So, we're starting May this week. And so our downsized cruise presented by Mochi is June 23rd through the 27th. There's still rooms available. I don't think any interior cabins are available, but there's still other cabins available. It goes out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We go to Bimini and Nassau. It's a 4-night cruise. And we've got about 40 other GLP-1 users and enthusiasts and spouses of GLP-1 users and enthusiasts that are coming with us. So if you'd like to check that out, you can go to our website at DOWNSIZED.org, click on the cruise tab, and you can find out information on how to book that cruise. So come with us. You can meet us. You can meet other people just like you that are on a GLP-1 journey, and we're going to do lots of fun stuff together. We'll have some meet and greets. We're doing some excursions. We're going to maybe, try to get in a few workouts, walk some buffets, talk about eating on a cruise ship, and
all kinds of fun
topics
stuff.
that
some
would
line
be applicable. Yes, Christopher's going to be line dancing because he said if we got, 20 people? 30 people? We passed that a while back. So
yep.
We also gave away a cruise from our friend Condi Carmack. He has a website called cancerobesityconnection.org, and he gave away last week a cruise for 2. And
on our live, it was fabulous. It was.
And
And the lady's already booked.
The lady's
Yep.
booked. I think her and a significant other, I'm not sure if it's a spouse or a friend, has booked, and so they're coming with us. And so that was very
And
exciting.
you've had a couple of people ask about pairing up, right? I forwarded you an email
Yeah, you did today?
yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've had a couple people ask about, maybe a roommate situation. So on these cruises, it's more economical. It's cheaper if you have two people in a room versus one person in a room by themselves. So if you'd like me to try to match you up with a stranger and see if that works out, you can send me an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org, and I can put you in touch with our travel agent and see if we can match you up with someone.
Yeah.
I do have I have one or two people maybe that want to be matched, so send me an email.
That'd be great.
What I guess we can talk about your week now.
Oh, do I get to talk?
20 minutes in, I guess I'll let Christopher do some
Yeah,
talking now.
it's my life.
Yeah.
It's my life.
How was your week?
Three women and a JoJo. And
Joe is also female.
Yes.
Yeah, you're outnumbered.
So Christopher Durham.
JoJo's our cat. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Continue. She
Christopher.
might pop in here. Continue. Don't let me stop you.
Christopher Durham, 56 years old, 5'10.5". I started out at 286.4 pounds on September of 2023. We started together. Have been doing this all along. I am currently on a 15 milligram dose of tirzepatide, and I have used tirzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro along the way, and pretty much interchangeably. It's been successful and worked well for me. I have been on maintenance now. I don't keep a spreadsheet, so it's a memory thing, which, some days works better than others.
Thumbs down.
But about, 8 weeks on maintenance. Mm-hmm. Got to my original goal weight of 190 pounds, really just trying to get cleanly below 200 pounds. So it wasn't constantly popping up and down above it. And realized, gosh, that's not quite 100 pounds. I still had a little bit more I felt like I could lose, so got to 186. And I'm happy with that general goal range. So now 185 is my center weight in my head, and then just bouncing up and down based off of life, right? Mm-hmm. What you had for dinner.
Did that dinner affect your weight this morning?
Well, that dinner definitely affected me.
Oh, you had some other.
I had some issues.
Other side effects from that dinner.
Friday morning when I weighed, I was actually up a pound.
Interesting.
Today's Sunday, so we're filming on a Sunday. Today I'm down 2 pounds from Friday. Did you follow all that?
So how much are you down from last week? A pound?
Yeah, a pound.
So you were up when you weighed in on Friday, and then after that big meal, you lost 2 pounds?
Yeah.
And how does that happen? I know how it.
No,
Spoiler alert! I know how it happened.
I know how it happens.
How did
too.
it happen, Christopher?
So it's weird, these medications definitely slow your digestion, and I think we all have some level of constipation. I have never had it such that it was painful or bothersome to me, but it definitely slows, and then releases itself aggressively.
He has what we call the Durham constitution.
I do.
He, his mother, and his brother. I think your father even had some.
No, my father didn't. It's all on my mother. It's all on my mother's side.
Yeah. So sometimes after
prior to GLP-1s, it was very aggressive. So sometimes I could go eat at a restaurant, eat the best restaurant, the worst restaurant, didn't matter, and just my body would say, out.
And it would come
quickly,
like exit the way it came in, or
yeah, it was always diarrhea. Always diarrhea. Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, these medications have helped that a lot.
But have slowed down your propensity toward diarrhea.
Explosive, yeah.
Explosive.
Yeah. My mother used to call it nuclear. Yes.
Nuclear.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But it's still occasionally. So, we were shopping in our local Walmart and pushing the cart with my girls, and I'm like, "Girls, take the cart. I've got to go." And my older one was like, "Well, I don't want to push the cart." I'm like, "No, you're not understanding." My younger one was like, "Oh, Daddy, I understand," because she gets the same issue. And then fortunately, we were very close
Well,
to the
I was
restroom.
on the grocery side, and the girls came and found me. I'm like, "Where's Daddy?" And they're like, "Oh, he had to go to the bathroom." I'm like, "Oh no, oh no."
Yeah, so no, and it was a lot, and now
I mean, I don't really understand how that works
me
for
neither.
you.
Me neither.
I don't think some of your medical doctors have ever understood how that works for you. So, and that goes to the point of, everybody's different and this affects everybody different. For me, I felt like I could feel this meal in my stomach. And as I walked around, it felt like it helped it to move around. I could feel it kind of moving through my digestion.
It's interesting. So prior to GLP-1s, if I had gastrointestinal issues with eating or whatever I had eaten came out quickly, and you say there's no way it didn't digest.
There's no way
I promise
it
you
could
it
go through
does.
all the,
And just,
right. It's not.
This is not the same thing as that. I think just because I had a steak, and I hadn't eaten any protein all day, so I had a pretty big steak. It's like a 12-ounce
What did you
steak.
eat for lunch?
I don't even remember, but I hadn't eaten any protein of significance. So, trying to. So I
Get
had
the
a
protein in.
I had a 12-ounce steak. It was a good bit of steak, but I had a steak and broccoli and a salad. So lots of fiber, a little, some fat from the steak, and I think it just got into my
Pushed
body,
through.
and the medicine said whatever else is in your system needs to come out, because it didn't. It wasn't like prior. I don't think the steak made the complete journey. It was just kind of getting whatever was in there already out.
All these interesting.
I know my girls
bathroom
laugh. They're
stories.
like, "You just talked about diarrhea for 20 minutes on the internet. That's embarrassing, Daddy." People ask me
People
about.
want to know, right? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, it's everybody has different effects on this medication. Mine just slows way down. So I'm always looking for something to help with that.
But yeah, so I'm on the highest dose of tirzepatide. I don't have any intention of going down anytime soon.
You're on the 15. Are you at 16.6 or 15?
15. I'm pulling
15.
a little bit less than approximately 15, but
Yeah.
I'm pulling a little bit less. And that has changed a couple of times with the different compounding pharmacies' doses. So it's, it's a very imprecise thing to pull in a syringe.
Yeah. I hate when you have to pull a dose. It's not like on a 10 or 20 or 30. You know what I mean? Like those in between, because those lines are
Those 0.8s.
little, and how am I going to get 23? It's hard. It's not always very precise, for sure.
So I'm feeling good. My weight has basically bobbled up and down the last 7, 8, 9 weeks, a pound or two here or there. I think that's kind of what maintenance looks like. It's
Yeah.
we're not a fixed number.
And it's also trying to figure out how much to eat and what to eat, and can I work some of my favorite foods back in that maybe I took a break from before. So, I talked a lot about wine and how at the beginning of this journey, wine did not agree with me, where before I was a big wine drinker. So, and somebody asked me in the comments recently, have you been able to work wine back in? And I can have a glass or two of wine, but it's not the same. I don't even know how to describe it. I like to drink a glass of wine, but I'm not compelled to keep drinking it like I used to in the past. And even if presented with a choice of maybe we're having a drink before dinner, I'll get something other than wine, like a mixed drink or something, just
Right.
because I don't know, sometimes I'm turned off to that. Maybe it works on that addiction. The medicine works on that addiction part of your brain, and it's been studied for alcohol use disorder and alcoholism and things like that. And I definitely think it makes a difference in my brain personally. So, and that's probably a good thing, because, while people do drink on this medication, it's really just empty calories, and it's really just not going to help you in your journey. So if you can limit it or put it off for a while, that was my experience. So I'm not a doctor, but that's just what
And for me, I was never a big drinker. I mean, I might have a drink if we were out with friends. I don't I like bourbon. I'm not really a wine drinker. I'll drink it. I don't really keep any in the house, never have of any significance. But now I'm not turned off by it. It doesn't upset my stomach. I just don't care. I'm just,
Right. It's just not.
If we're out with friends, I might get a drink.
Maybe,
if not,
no
I don't
big deal.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my week was good. I mean, I had no complaints, kind of moving forward, trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else?
I didn't really do a lot of weight workouts this week. I did more cardio this week, so I need to put some weights back in. My workouts are, when we're doing our conference next week, not this coming week, but the week after, there will be no workouts.
Oh, there'll be workouts. It'll just be carrying boxes.
Yeah, it'll be loading,
there'll be a lot of
unloading.
steps and a lot of unloading and loading.
It'll be running around like a crazy person. And then we're going to be traveling to Amsterdam the week after that. And I'm not planning on taking any workout clothes. But good walking shoes, yes, because we will be doing lots of walking.
And we end up toting trophies and checking them. So we'll probably check 6-8 bags.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of and this is where, your functional strength comes in, right? So I don't want to be not able to carry my suitcase or put my suitcase overhead. And I'm going to carry on my clothes. So I'm going to have to be able to put those overhead. Of course, I could ask my husband to do it for me, but I like to be able to do those things myself too. So I'm going to be pulling my suitcase plus some other suitcases plus my work bag with the computer and all the things. So this is where I want to be strong enough to be able to carry these things and to be able to do the things that we want to do, to be able to travel and have the energy to do it, have the strength to do it. And this is where all those workouts kind of help me live the life I want to live.
And we'll be in our hallway the morning before the flight with 6-8 bags and a travel scale, weighing them out, shifting things around, trying to hit that under that 50-pound.
When you said travel scale, I thought of the one we wear.
Oh, well, no, the luggage scale.
The luggage scale.
I'm not taking the travel scale to Amsterdam, but...
You don't think we should take it to Amsterdam?
We can. I mean, because we will film a weekly weigh-in in Amsterdam just because I think that's cool.
I mean, we'll be there. I mean, it doesn't, right? We can work from anywhere with the internet, right? So,
I mean, don't you want to weigh in with the canals behind you and outside? Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, I do want to, we will show some different foods and some different things in Amsterdam. They do have different things than we have in the
Dutch.
U.S.
Yeah.
They're Dutch. The Dutch people are very tall and a very beautiful people. So, here comes us, not so tall. And, I guess I'm slimmer than I was last year when we went.
Yeah, and I want to go try on some clothes at the store that told me to get out.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to tell a quick recap of that story?
Oh,
if they've watched this far, you'll enjoy this story.
So several years ago, and I go to Amsterdam every year and have, I don't know, maybe
7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years. There's a big trade show there. We do events there. And I was big. I mean, I was close to 300 pounds. And one year, my luggage was lost in the flight. So I land and I was presenting at the conference. So I was going to be on stage in front of, 1,000 people. And I've got jeans and a t-shirt. That's it. So I had to go find some clothes, right? Well, turns out the Dutch are tall, skinny, beautiful people. And they're by and large, they're very proper and polite. So it's not that it's, but I walked into a men's suit store and was looking around and, they had tailors and all of that in there. And essentially the manager of the store walked up to me and he goes, "We have nothing for you here."
What do you mean you have nothing for me here?
Well, I kind of looked at him and I was like, "Well, I'm looking for a suit. I don't understand." He said, "There's nothing that will fit you here, sir." And if anything, I have an overabundance of confidence, and many people have told me that's a flaw in my character, but including my children. But there's nothing like a complete stranger in a men's clothing store to just kind of crush you, right? Just kind of.
Right.
And you just...
Right. And you're there by yourself. You're in a foreign country. You don't have any, you need some clothes, and tall, thin, Dutch, beautiful man tells you basically to get the hell out of there.
And normally normally I would go at him and just kind of, it just wasn't in me. And I just kind of turned tail and walked out quietly. And one of the other folks in the shop, this lady comes walking out the door behind me and hands me a business card. And she goes, "This is the store in Amsterdam that can help you."
The one store in Amsterdam that will have something to fit you.
Yeah.
Mr. American 300-pound man.
This lady was lovely, and maybe she still works there. Who knows? It's been 5 or 6 years. We'll go see. So I go to the other store, and we actually, the last time we were in Amsterdam, went in the other store, and it's a lovely men's store. And I walk in, and the guy's like, "Oh, you almost don't fit in here. You're almost too small."
He remembered you from a few years ago. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So it happens everywhere. Women think they're the only ones who get this stuff. Yeah. No.
And that's happened to me. That happened to me once in a Lululemon store in the town where we live.
Well, that CEO flat out said he doesn't sell to fat people. So.
I mean, it's, and you want to get like mad about it, right? And you want to like, I wish I could have like said something. Like, I'm sure now you wish you could have like said something, but it's so random and just not what you're expecting when you're shopping that it takes you such by surprise and just kind of hurts your feelings. And I haven't been back in the I've been back in the Lululemon. I haven't bought anything in the Lululemon, and I don't plan to. I like to see what they have, and then I go buy the knockoff at Old Navy that's cheaper and the same thing. Haha. But yeah, that's just the worst feeling ever. I would never do that to somebody. I was going to say intentionally do that to somebody. I don't think I would even unintentionally do that to somebody.
Well, the bad thing is I then spent a good amount of money because it's the one store. I'm going to be in front of 1,000 people. I bought a sports coat. I bought some slacks. I bought a shirt.
Yeah, it's like
it's not like there was nowhere else to go, so you're kind of spending what's there.
It's that Pretty Woman moment, right? Was. When they don't sell her any of the clothes, and then she goes and buys some clothes, and she goes back into the store and she says, "You work on commission, right? Big mistake, huge." And she turns around like that. Like that's something I wish that I could do, but it's just another story in the saga of being overweight and trying to live your life, right? We're just trying to live our lives. People got to come at us all the time. They came at us for being fat. They come at us for using GLP-1s. They come at us when we get too skinny. Like, what the heck, people? We're just trying to live our life here. We're just trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
So.
All right. What else? Anything else we got coming up this week or last?
I think that's all the things. If you watched this far in our video, drop a piece of clothing, a clothing emoji in the comments. And if you've ever had a store clerk say something rude to you, let us know, because you know what? We need to know these things, and it's not okay. And we need to call these things out. So let us know in the comments if that has happened to you. GLP-1 power.
That's right.
I was at book club. Oh, I didn't talk about book club. I was at book club this week, and we were just really having the best time. And we read this book called By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult.
Picoult.
It looks like Picoult, but it's Picoult. And it's about how it goes toward the theory that Shakespeare really didn't write all of his plays, and that possibly
it's fiction.
Possibly this woman, it's based on real people, but it is a fictional book. Possibly how this woman wrote several of these Shakespearean plays. And so we were talking about women and how women have been kept down through history, and it was just really a great conversation. And one of our friends was talking about, something that happened at school to her daughter and how she was really having to go to the school and talk to multiple people to get what she felt her daughter had been slighted, and which I can very much relate to, because I did the same thing for my daughter when I felt she wasn't getting the attention she deserved when she was learning to read. And anyway, so, we're all getting very riled up, and then we're just like, we ride at dawn! We ride at dawn, united! So that's now my catchphrase, we ride at dawn! I don't know what that has to do with GLP-1 weight loss, but it's kind of like we band together, right? We're all in this together, and let's ride, GLP-1ers. We'll take on the world 1 pound at a time.
Well, if you look,
we ride at dawn.
If you look at the numbers, right? So back to the big number, 74% of America has overweight or obesity.
Yes.
At that scale, that number is bigger than any political party, any religion, any race,
yes.
Anything.
We outnumber the scale.
We outnumber them.
We can take them.
So, if we band together, we can make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. And this is also a good time to say obesity is a disease, and it's not your fault. And these GLP-1 medications are revolutionary. They're the best things out there. They're tools that can help you reach and maintain a healthy weight. And if you've never maintained or been able to get to a healthy weight, there is hope for you. So talk to your doctor, because obesity is a disease and it's not your fault.
And the wonderful thing is, with the addition of these GLP-1s in the last, 5-10 years for obesity, your doctor has a lot of things that can help you, right? So there is this multifaceted thing, all the way from surgery to medication to diet to, everything. So go talk to them and see. And if you're at your doctor and you're not getting the help you need, there are other doctors in the world. And we've interviewed a number of doctors over the last few weeks that are board certified in obesity medicine. And to listen to them talk is life-changing, because there are compassionate, educated people out there that are doctors. So if you don't feel like you have that person, find one. It can be done.
Well, and a good online platform is Dr. Spencer Nadolsky. He has a platform called Vineyard, where he takes online clients and counsels them and takes them through a whole series of things. So,
and we're not sponsored
by him, but I just thought it was a great program. We do have a viewer that is going through his program, and she has really found it cost-effective and very good. So shout out to Dr. Spencer Nadolsky and his program Vineyard. You can check it out. Sometimes you live in a place where, maybe you live in a small town and your family doctor isn't up on GLP-1s, or they discourage you from GLP-1s, and you feel like, well, where am I going to go now? There are these online platforms, and Vineyard is a good one you can check out.
So find a great doctor. It's important.
It is.
All right, is that it for us this week?
I think that's it for us this week.
All right. Well, if you have not already, please take a moment to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. That notification bell will alert you every time we publish something, and on the crazy random times that I go live, typically about news. And I would guess it's very possible that happens this week. Would not shock me.
A lot of news. There's a lot of news in the GLP-1 world. There's a lot of new drugs on the horizon, a lot of drugs in trials that are coming out, a lot of questions about the future of compounding and what that means. I'm on a compounded medication, so that's very important to me, and I know it is to a lot of you out there. So we'll stay on top of it. So hit subscribe. You can be knowledgeable and figure out how to navigate this journey.
Absolutely. Well, that is it for us this week. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure to join us on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Downsized Live, which is our opportunity. You can ask questions. We chat for usually a couple of hours and commiserate, celebrate. We've got virtual confetti we'll throw to you for
Answer questions.
any of your any of your wins, whether you just started, whether you've lost weight, whether your A1C's down, whether you're on a new size, it doesn't matter. We'll answer your questions as best we can. Sometimes the answer is go see your doctor, but we'll do the best we can.
Right, because we're not doctors. So,
All right.
all right. Well, thanks for watching today. I'm Laraine Durham.
And I'm Christopher Durham, and we are the Downsized.
Bye.